Welcome to This Ready to Craft. In this video, I will show you how to create this patriotic clothespin wreath using Readi-Board foam board. To begin, I've already glued two pieces of foam board together. I'm using a sheet of blue Readi-Board, but you can simply paint the surface instead. I've already found my center points and drawn some guides. I've also marked some points for my wreath. To determine how wide my wreath is going to be, I began by laying out my clothespins. My wreath happens to be 17 inches across, and I've decided to make the hoop 2 inches wide. To draw my circles, I'm going to utilize a little bit of string and a thumbtack. With a loop on the end of the string, place the tack at the center of the board. Pull the string taut to your first point, and I'm going to use some tape to attach it to my pencil. Hold your center point and draw. To move to my interior circle, I'm going to simply wrap my string around the pencil and follow the same steps. Then, using a new blade and my hobby knife, cut the circles out. Hold on to the excess for future projects. I'm going to use some ribbon to cover my edges, attaching it to my hoop with hot glue. I prefer to work in sections. Set that aside while we begin to decorate our clothespins. For my first set, I'm simply going to use glitter to decorate them. I have a piece of foam board that I've scored down the center. This will help me clean up my glitter later. To make for easier handling, I've attached my clothespins to a piece of paper. I'll use the brush to help spread my white glue. Then pour on the glitter. I like to let these sit for a little while before tapping off the excess. I'm not perfectly happy with the coverage just yet. I have an additional piece of foam board that I've scored down the middle. I'm going to add a little more glue and glitter. Here, you can see how the fold that we made in the foam board makes it easier to clean up the glitter, or in this case, reapply it. I also have these stick-on gemstones. I'm going to paint the tops of my clothespins a corresponding color with some acrylic paint. Once my paint is dry, I can attach my gemstones. These happen to have adhesive already on them. style of decorating, I have some reflective confetti stars. I've dumped them out into a tray. The glitter that I'm using on my white clothespins is a little transparent, so I've painted all the clothespins that I plan to decorate white. Apply a generous amount of white glue, and use a brush to smooth it out. Make sure you have good even coverage. Press the clothespin into your stars. And then I'm going to use glitter to fill in the gaps. Getting ready to decorate, I'm going to use the lines on my cutting board to help me determine about a quarter of the ring. This is where I'm going to put my blue pins. I'm going to determine the order that I want them to sit. Finally, I'll use a little bit of hot glue to attach it to my foam board. You have to be a little strategic because the stars overhang the clothespin. I'll attach all of my blue clothespins before moving on. Next, I'm going to move on between my red and my white clothespins. I'm going to alternate between the two colors, keeping with the same pattern that I started with my blue. Now that all my clothespins are attached, I'm going to use some ribbon to make a hanging. First, I'll attach the ribbon with some hot glue. Then I'll use some staples to really make sure it stays in place. Because we glued the clothespins to the wreath, we can still use them to attach various decorations. Here I'm attaching letter flags to a piece of string. I'll provide a template for these in the description. I've also used the clothespins to attach these flowers. The one that is sitting directly on the wreath is attached to a piece of ribbon that I then clipped on. This project is great because you can use it for multiple holidays, changing out different elements as needed. If you try this craft out, we'd love to see it. Our social media links can be found in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If there's a foam board craft that you'd like to see a ready to craft of, let us know in the comments.